Hey everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to my second Q&A that I've ever done. The last one I did was like over a year ago, so I think it's about time I do another one. My life has changed a lot since the last time I did a Q&A, and so has the channel. It's grown a lot, so there's a lot of probably new people here, and so this will be a way for you to get to learn a little bit more about myself. So I will say that I'm a very private person and tend to be very introverted in real life, and so this is definitely a step out of the comfort zone type of video for me. I got lots and lots of questions. I won't be able to answer all of them because that just take forever, but I will also say that there are some questions that I may not answer or may only half answer based on what I'm comfortable answering, but I think this will be fun for you to get to learn more about me and the channel and all that fun kind of stuff. So if you haven't subscribed already, I'd love it if you go ahead and subscribe. I normally do lots of different subscription box unboxing videos here, but this weekend I don't have any. Tis the season of the post office being really delayed. I feel for the postal workers. They have it tough this time of year, and more so than ever because everybody's shipping everything out. I personally get most of my packages shipped to my P.O. box, and I have the biggest size P.O. box that they have, but that does not fit all the boxes anyway. And so what I've noticed this year is that when it says delivered, they don't put anything in the box until a day after they say it's delivered, and then a lot of times they put a slip rather than putting the packages, so then I have to get in line, and on Saturdays I will not go to the post office. It's just there's too many people for this time of year with whatever's going on in the world. I will not stand in line on a Saturday when it's super busy, and so I don't have anything for subscription box Sunday this week. It feels very weird. I know that come Christmas time I'm gonna be really stressed because I probably won't post videos on Christmas Eve or Christmas, and I'm probably gonna have content to post that I'll just have to wait on, but it is what it is. We'll get there when we get there. Today is the present moment. So I asked you guys both on my Instagram and on the community page on YouTube, so I'm gonna kind of go through some of them. A lot of people ask similar questions, so I'm just gonna kind of answer them in bulk, if that makes sense. So if there's like a theme, I'll just answer that all at once rather than reading off each individual question. So the first question is, what has kept you sane during the pandemic? Any hobbies outside of YouTube? I'll be honest, YouTube probably is the biggest thing that has kept me sane other than my job, my full-time job, and that's the thing that is making me feel somewhat normal because it's kind of similar in routine, although it's very different. But other than that, I don't really have time for other hobbies because this takes up so much time. I don't think people understand how long it takes to edit and film and just do my makeup. I don't do my makeup at all now. The only reason why I do my makeup now is to film. I have no other reason to put on makeup. So it takes a lot of time. I'd say the themes of things that I like to do to fill my time are reading, watching Netflix, watching YouTube. I watch more YouTube than Netflix in general. I love going on walks, but this is the time of year where by the time I'm off of work, it's already basically dark out. So sometimes I'll still go on a walk, but it's also cold. So going on walks, and cooking. I don't love cooking, I'm gonna be honest. I used to love it a lot more. It stresses me out now. But to cook also helps fill some of my time. So I don't really have any like hobbies. I love to watch Formula 1 racing, but the season is almost over. It's this race today and then one next weekend, and then it's over for like 3 months. So then I'm gonna have to find something else to fill my time with on weekends. But I don't really have hobbies. To go along with that, I know there was another question on how long it takes to edit a video, and I think for me it's probably different than for other people. I don't do a ton of editing. I literally just cut and slice, and sometimes I'll put pictures on top. I don't do anything fancy, though I do know how because I did go to art school and I did have videography class, but I just don't have time to do that because this is just a hobby for me. It's not my full-time thing. I would say however much footage I have, it takes about double that to edit it. So if I have 30 minutes of footage to edit, it'll probably take me about an hour just to kind of go through it because I rewatch certain parts to make sure that the transitions aren't horrible and I didn't like cut myself off mid-word. So I'd say it takes about double. Some videos are quicker than others. I used to not like go through as thoroughly, but now I do. So a 10-minute video may have been 20 minutes of footage, which would have been 40 minutes of editing, if that makes sense. And then uploading is a whole nother beast of a story because my internet hates me right now. The next question is, how do you like living alone and what is your favorite dish or food? Love the unboxings and sis versus. Yay! Happy you like those. I know that the sis versus sister videos are like some of the best performing ones on my channel and genuinely are like some of the most fun for me to film, and I have so many good memories, so I love doing those too. I at first when I started living alone, I was scared to live alone because it was the first time in my life. I've always lived with my parents, or in college I lived with roommates, or I've lived with my sister, basically straight after that. So I've never really lived alone ever in my life. And so I'll be honest that I was really nervous, and obviously it happened in the midst of a pandemic when you're not really allowed to go see people, or, you know, there's just more restrictions and all that kind of stuff. So I was nervous, but I love it. I really do love it. I miss my sister, don't get me wrong. We see each other all the time because she's in my social bubble. But I do really enjoy living on my own and not having to like worry about anybody else, if that makes sense. Like, am I being too loud? Am I up too early? I can't empty the dishwasher at 8 a.m. because she's still asleep. Like, those type of things. I don't have to worry about that as much, so I've been really loving that. And then my favorite dish or food, well, my favorite food is pasta. There's absolutely no question about that. If I had to eat one food the rest of my life, it would be pasta. And favorite dish, I don't know if I have a favorite dish. It changes with time, if that makes sense. The first thing coming to my mind right now is spätzle, which is pasta, but I don't think that's necessarily an accurate answer, but just anything pasta, really. But I mean, I also like schnitzel and, like, I don't know, Schweinehexe. These are all German things. I like other stuff too, but I don't know. I can't think of a favorite dish because I like a lot of different things, even though I can be picky, but whatever. I did get a lot of questions on what I do for work, and if you've been around since my last Q&A, you'll know that I don't want to talk about what I do for work on the channel, other than the fact that I work in a corporate business environment. This is my hobby, and I want to kind of keep it separate from that. So I work a corporate business job, and that's what I do. Ooh, this is a hard question. What's your favorite product that you've ever received out of subscription box? Ooh, I don't know if I have an answer to that. And here's why, because when you unbox this many boxes, and if you're somebody else who does, you'll understand this, it's a lot of stuff, and it gets very overwhelming. It sounds like, oh, that's amazing, but it honestly, I get stressed and overwhelmed by it sometimes because it's a lot of stuff, and you forget what you've gotten in subscription boxes. And then also, when you do it long enough, you change as a person and what you like. So I don't know what my favorite product is. Probably makeup or skincare, because I tend to use those the most, like primers or eyeshadow palettes, or like lips. Like this is the Persona Honey Gloss, which I love. It's not what I'm wearing today. I always link my makeup, what I'm wearing, down in the description box now, in case you didn't know, so you're always free to see what I'm wearing there. So I don't know if I have one, and I feel bad that I don't have an answer for that, but like things that were my favorites 2 years ago may not be my favorites now, because I've just changed a lot. I don't know if that makes sense. And it's not a real answer, so I'm sorry. So the next question is, what is your most favorite makeup and lifestyle box? Makeup box is BoxyCharm. I love BoxyCharm, and I've loved it the whole time I've had it. And I mean, now they're sending it to me, but that's the box I get most excited about. Out of all my boxes, I genuinely still get the most excited about my BoxyCharm. And then lifestyle box, a couple of years ago I would have said FabFitFun, but now I'm going to say CauseBox. I think CauseBox is my favorite. They just feel more on theme for the holiday, like for whatever holiday it is. Like, I don't know, like their winter box feels winter, their fall box felt fall, where FabFitFun and some of the others feel a little bit more random, so I'm gonna go with CauseBox for that. Another question is, what is your all-time favorite book? I have to say Montmorency. I think it's more of a young adult book that I read and when I was younger, but I just love that book, and I've reread it a million times. It's basically about somebody who escapes prison through the sewer system, like in the 1800s, 1900s. I don't know. I think it's absolutely great book. And there's like a whole series, and I have those books. I just haven't read them, but we'll get there. And then to follow up with that, what is your all-time favorite movie? Pünktchen Anton. It is a German movie. It's a German kids movie, but it just gives me the nostalgic, good feeling, lighthearted kind of movie. I'm not somebody who likes serious stuff. I mean, I can watch it, but I love happy stuff, and I just love that movie. So Pünktchen Anton. Even if you're German, you may not know that one, because I think it's one of like the smaller movies that they just like showed on TV that I just happened to have, but I love that movie. So the next question is, were you and your sister raised together or apart? And I've also gotten questions if we're from the same parents. We were raised together. Same parents, we just look a little different. I tend to look a lot more like my mom and my mom's side of the family, and my sister looks more like the women on my dad's side of my family, so we just kind of went off in different paths. So we are from the same blood and we were raised together. We just look very, very different. So the next question is, how do you use up all of the products you get from subscription boxes? The answer is I don't. And there's also questions on how do I organize them. Like I said, it is overwhelming to get this many products, and I kind of have a system set up, but to be honest, I need to find a new one because this is not effective and efficient, and as I just need to get it working a little bit better, get some oil on the machine. But after I unbox a box, I decide what I think I want to use and what I want to give away. So first stuff goes to the giveaway, and then I hold on to the stuff I want to keep. But the reality of it is some of the stuff that I want to keep is unrealistic. Like, I'm not going to be able to use all that stuff. And so some of that stuff I either move back into the giveaway, I donate, or I give it to friends or family who may want it. And as far as organizing, I have like drawers where I have like a lipstick drawer and a palette drawer, but I need to go through it because it gets to a point where you need to declutter it because you've gotten so many things and you can only use so many palettes, or you can only use so many moisturizers and everything, and I don't want them to go bad. I want them to be able to be used. So it is a tricky system, and I haven't figured it out yet 100% on my own. Like, it's not perfect, so I wouldn't want to show you where it is now, but maybe eventually I'll work through it with you guys. I have to be in the right mood to organize, and if I am not in the right mood to organize, I'm gonna do a bad job at it. I know myself. And part of why I've done a lot of organizing and reorganizing, and I'm like, people would probably love to see this. The problem is if I film it, the energy that goes into filming will take away from the energy that goes into organizing, and I'll be in a really bad mood and it won't get done. So, yeah. Ooh, okay, another tough question. What is your dream job? I don't have one, I'll be honest. I like my job now that I do, the business job, but is it my dream job? Probably not. I don't know what my dream job would be, and I think that this is kind of one of those things where I've never really when I was younger, I always wanted to be a veterinarian. That was my dream job. But I wasn't ever very good at science. I was amazing at math and all the other subjects, and I was really good in school. But science was probably one of my weaker subjects. I still did very well, but it just doesn't click in my brain the same way that it does for other people, and so it's like, well, that doesn't really make sense to be a vet if you're not good at science, because that's what it is. And I've just always been confused, and I think that needs to be maybe normalized. Like, when I was in college, I started off as an art major and switched my major to business partway through because I realized that I loved doing art, but that I didn't want to do it as a job. I wanted to do art for myself, and I made a pact to myself that I wouldn't do it for a job. And so I've just always been confused. I still don't know what I want to do. Like, I don't know. I am where I am, and I'm happy to be where I am, but I don't know where I want to go, if that makes sense. Like, I could go in endless different directions in the future, and I don't know. That's exciting, but I also have a hard time figuring out which one is the right one. And I think a lot of people actually probably feel the same way. It's just not really talked about. So I don't have a dream job. I'm not one of those people who does. I know some people do. Not knocking you. That's amazing. I don't. So I've also gotten a lot of questions about the dog. And if you follow me on Instagram, I posted a Snapchat story that I adopted a dog. Now, I adopted her from a shelter, and they didn't know much about her when I adopted her. And I found out that she would probably be better suited for a family or a household with more people. She was the sweetest thing in the world, but I just couldn't give her everything she needed living on my own. I'm not gonna go all into detail, but she's with a new home now, and I don't have her anymore, and this has been a very painful, and there's been a lot of painful things I've had to go through this year that I just don't talk about on my channel because I keep things very private, but for my mental health, it was very traumatizing to have to do that, but I knew it was the right decision. And so I've been just working through that, and I don't really want to, I'll be honest, I don't really want to talk about it, but because I brought it up, I feel like I have to close the loop there. And welcome to my year. Oh good, it told me that my screen time was down 8% last week for an average of 4 hours a day. That's still horrible. I'm really bad about being on my phone, but then again, I kind of have to be on my phone a lot to do this and my job, but whatever. Okay, that was primarily the Instagram questions. Now I'm moving over to the YouTube questions, but some of them kind of intermingle. I don't know. Okay, let's see. What subscription boxes do you pay for with your own money? Great question. I don't want to do an exhaustive list because I get so many boxes that I get confused. Like, I have a hard time listing them right now, but I will say I'm trying to be much more clear at the intro of my video if I did not pay for a video. So if I don't say that I didn't pay for it or put something up on the screen, it probably means I paid for it. But I pay for my BoxyCharm, some of my BoxyCharms and some of my Ipsies because I still also get them for PR. I pay for FabFitFun, CauseBox, Rachel's Oboxo Style. Now, some of them I say I pay for, but if you sign up with my link, I get credits. So sometimes I don't pay the full price, if that makes sense. Like, I don't actually work with them, but if you sign up through my link, it gives me credit that's applied to that. My mind is going blank. I know I pay for more than that. I will say there's a couple boxes that I get that I don't unbox on the channel because Abbott Abs gave me some advice, and she was, because I was struggling with the channel for a little bit, and I reached out to her, and I absolutely love her. And she was like, you should just unbox some boxes for yourself and enjoy them for yourself. And I wasn't doing that at the time, and so I've decided to start doing that, and that was very helpful advice. So if you're watching this, thank you. And so there are 2 boxes that I get that I do not show on the channel. So one of the boxes that I get that I don't show on the channel is my hamster mailbox. I get that for my hamster. I personally don't show my hamster on the channel, and that's I've done that on purpose. Hamsters have short life cycles. I just don't want to have to explain every time. It's not fun. And I've lost a hamster this year, and it's like I don't want to have to talk about it, and I don't really want to show it on the channel because anytime you show something like that, people are out there judging. I have way above the minimum cage requirements, not the PetSmart ones, but like actual cage requirements for a hamster. But you get people that just come in and tell you how to do things, and I don't want that. So I get that one, and I just enjoy the moment and unbox it with my hamster and give him treats and the toys and just have a moment together without a camera. And then the other one is the Once Upon a Book Club box. I used to unbox this on the channel, and I've wanted to read a lot more recently just because like I'm on the computer all day for work, and then for this I'm on the computer, and like I'm in front of a lot of screens, and I need something that's away from the screen since I can't be around people. And so I've been using that, and I really love that. It's basically like a book subscription where you get gifts on certain pages that correlate. So I know people want me to unbox it on the channel. I don't think I'm going to, if I'm going to be honest, because I want to keep that for myself, because when I was unboxing it on the channel before, I felt the pressure to have to read the book so fast, to open the gifts, to be able to do the video, and I just want to read it at my pace and enjoy it, and that's why I haven't. And they're also really late right now. They're changing some warehouse stuff, so they're really late with shipping. So like I got the like October box way in November. I haven't even gotten the November box yet, and we're in December. And then it takes me time to read a book. So by the time, it'd be like 2 months after by the time I'd get it. And so I don't want to, I'm not going to. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to show it on the channel at that point. Ooh, which subscription box have you been signed up for the longest? Good question. It's going to be Universal Yums. So my first subscription box ever was Play by Sephora, which no longer exists, and the second one was Universal Yums. I think I got Austria, like the small box back then. This was before I even did my channel. This is way before I did my channel. And yeah, I don't know. That was my first box. I've canceled it and resubscribed at one point, but I would say out of all of them, that's probably the longest one I've been with. So the next question is, what's your favorite holiday? And I'd have to say Thanksgiving. And I want to clarify that it's not related to the history of it, because there's some really bad history there, but I just love the focus on food and family, but it's not tied to religion, so it's more inclusive of like it's an American holiday, but it's inclusive of everybody. And so I really enjoy that holiday. It's just my favorite. And it's not been blown out by like Hallmark and stuff. Like Christmas, I feel like has gotten to be so commercialized, whereas Thanksgiving really isn't, and it can just be enjoyed in the pureness of itself. Okay, next question is, why did you start a YouTube channel, and why subscription boxes? I love subscription boxes, and I was obsessed with subscription boxes, and I was getting a lot of boxes before the channel, and I was kind of like, I'm getting so many boxes, and I was watching a lot of unboxers at the time, YouTube unboxers, and I was like, okay, I think that I can do this. Like, I've watched YouTube for a very long time, like since high school basically, maybe even before that, and I've been very into it, and I've always thought about having a channel. And so I was like, this would be a good opportunity. I mean, I do feel like I'm locked in now to this subscription box world, and at some point I may not want to do the subscription boxes anymore. I may want to do something else, or I may not want to do it at all. So at some point in my life this could change, but right now it's what I like. So I did get a lot of questions about my age and also my sister's age. And I'm gonna answer this indirectly to say that I'm in my mid-20s because it's not kind to ask somebody their age, and that my sister is younger than me. Then a lot of questions about dating, boyfriends, significant others, and while I may have talked about it on my channel in the past, I've made the decision not to address anything about my dating life on the channel, to keep that separate, and so I won't answer that, but when I do get engaged or married someday, I'll let you know. Next question, would you ever consider having kids in the future? Yes. I am very excited to be a mom someday. Right now, I'm not ready for that at all, but I do look forward to that in the future, but right now my focus is my career and stuff like that, and I'm young and I'm just not ready yet. What country do you want to visit in the future? Well, right now the only country I want to visit is Germany because I want to see my Oma so bad. Like, I literally was dreaming about seeing her last night. I miss her so much. She is the sweetest person in the world and I just want to be with her, and it hurts so bad that I can't go see her and my other family. But other countries, Italy. If I had like a honeymoon choice, it would be Italy because, and I don't care about wine because I don't drink the alcohol, I just want pasta. I just want to eat pasta and pasta and pasta and pasta. So Italy. And literally the reason is pasta. And I'd love to visit tons of countries, but I don't really have like a list of countries I want to visit, if that makes sense. But Italy because of pasta. I also got a question on when I'm gonna do my TryOn videos for November, and I've actually decided to stop doing the TryOn videos in the full TryOn video sense, because when I get my PR BoxyCharm and my PR Ipsy, I'm doing a TryOn in those videos, and so I have so much content, right? I post almost every day, and those are new additions to my channel, and when you add something, you kind of have to take away something because there's only so many days in a month, and I'm no longer posting twice a day and doing that anymore. So I decided I'm not gonna do the TryOn videos that way and the conventional, like everything together for BoxyCharm and everything together for Ipsy, but in the PR videos that come at the beginning of the month for the Ipsy and the BoxyCharm, I do try on the makeup products I receive. So it's not like TryOn videos are completely going away. Every once in a while, maybe I'll throw in a TryOn video, but it's not going to be as regular as it was before. Next question is, how do you know about new boxes so quickly? Sometimes they're sold out by the time I hear about them. Twofold, right? So one, there's mysubscriptionaddiction.com is like a blog that talks about subscription boxes, and so I learn a lot about them there, about what's new and spoilers and stuff like that. If you don't want spoilers, don't go to that website. But also sometimes, you know, companies will reach out to me saying that they have a new box, for some of the smaller companies and stuff like that. And so that might be why as well. I might be one of the first people unboxing it because they're sending it to me. So that would be another way. But for you guys, like for just an everyday like person who doesn't do YouTube and wouldn't have a company reach out through mysubscriptionaddiction.com. So another question kind of related to my job is this now your full-time job, or are you still working from home? So no, this is not my full-time job. I totally have that. I don't make enough here for this to be sustainable for me to live on my own. If I was like maybe married and had a second income, maybe this would be fine, but that's not the case for me. And I don't want this to be my job. I don't want YouTube to be my job. This is my hobby. I want to have fun with it. It would just become so stressful. And like you look at a lot of the other big YouTubers and the amount of mental health issues they have when their channel gets big. And I'm already prone to anxiety. I just don't want it to be big, if that makes sense. I like it being intimate and small, so I don't ever want this to be my job, if that makes sense. And then, am I still working from home? Yep. And I have no idea when I'll be going back into the office. It doesn't sound like anytime soon. I'm very thankful to work for a company that really cares about their employees and their health, so I'm working from home for the foreseeable future. And then the last question I'm going to answer today is, are both of your parents German or of German origin? No, just my dad. My mom is not. She's American. So only one half, but that does mean that half of my family lives in another country and half of my family lives here. So that is always challenging, but it makes it super special when I do get to see them. So those are all the questions I'm going to answer today. I think I answered most of them, but my camera literally just gave me the warning that I've filmed for too long and has automatically stopped the recording of the video because I hit 30 minutes. Yay! I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it gave you the opportunity to learn a little bit more about me, even though I don't answer everything. I hope it gave you better lens into some of this. So definitely give me some love down in the comments below. I was gonna say give me your thoughts, but I don't know if that applies to this. It applies to subscription boxes, but I don't know if it applies to a person. That seems kind of weird. But let me know down in the comments below. Did you like this video? Some of the questions you might even be able to answer, like what are your favorite subscription boxes to unbox? Let me know stuff like that down in the comments below. I think that would be kind of fun for everybody to see, because like I'm just one person with my opinion, but everybody else is a different person with different experiences and different opinions. So I think that's always fun to see down in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video.